Namaste, everybody. My name is Ross Makichi, and I'm a longtime student of Yogacharini Maitreyi, who will be leading this session today on Arkaya Yoga for emotional, energy, and stress management. Yogacharini Maitreyi comes from the lineages of South India and has systematized Arkaya Yoga, which is a heart-centered, awareness-based approach to the holistic life science of yoga and tantra. She's also the founder of Arkaya Awareness Center, Arkaya Corporate Solutions, and the Arkaya Foundation, working with children in the slums in India. We're in the process of creating Arkaya Foundation Canada as well, a charity, and the long-term vision for Maitreyi is to have an ashram and retreat center on the Sunshine Coast in British Columbia. So please welcome Yogacharini Maitreyi.
Thank you, Ross. And also thank you to the Consulate General of India. This is part of the International Yoga Day program. And I have Nikunj who is calling from the consulate. So I'm going to take his call. Hello, Nikunj. Yes. Yeah, we are going live. We are live, actually. Yeah. Yes. And thanks to Nikunj for taking care of all the tech stuff. So he's been guiding us through the tech, and also thanks to Gibson's, who's also been coordinating with us. So thank you to the whole team, and of course the Consul General, Srimati Abhilasha Joshi, for inviting us. So I'm going to ask Ross to lie down.
I just wanted to put your phone on silent.
Oh, good.
I didn't manage to do it.
Okay, no, it's on silent.
Is it? Okay.
It's just on vibrate.
Okay.
I kept it there in case our sound or anything was not good. So Nikunj could call and tell us. So I'm going to ask you to get your mats out, get some water next to you. And we're going to do a very gentle, mindful practice to build self-awareness. And the focus, of course, is emotional, energy, and stress awareness. So as you can see, Ross is already enjoying his Shavasana. We're all going to go a bit deeper into it as well, understanding why we're doing what we're doing. So Shava means a corpse or a dead body. And death is not a sad or a morbid state, but a very alive state of transformation. It's a beautiful space to let go and to die to old ways of being. Old postural patterns, old emotional patterns, and old thought patterns that don't serve us anymore. So simply be present to your body. And I'm going to guide you in a step-by-step manner as to how to perfect the Shavasana. Of course, it takes lifetimes to perfect it. It's one of the most difficult asanas to perfect. Easy to do, but difficult to perfect. I also want to say pranams to Swami Maitreyananda from the World Yoga Council. We'll also be using this video for their program as well. Now bring your awareness to your feet and how your heels are resting on the ground. Just be aware. I'm just moving so you can see Ross's feet. Now be present to the soles of your feet. Be present to your calf muscles and how they're touching the earth. So we're moving from the soles to the back portion of the body, from the soles to the heels, to the calves, to the thighs, and the point of contact between your body and the earth. Now feel your entire legs soften, relax, and melt into the earth. Be present to your bottom. Feel the weight of your bottom melt into the earth. Be present to your lower back and mid back and feel all those muscles soften and melt into the earth. Ross is already aware of his breath. You can hear those nice, deep, long breaths. And just by bringing awareness to the breath, you'll find the breath deepen and lengthen. Now bring your awareness to your mid-back. Feel this area of your body soften, melt into the earth. Be present to your upper back, shoulders, shoulder blades. Be present to your arms, how they're resting on the earth, and feel everything that's not needed simply go into the earth to be composted. Mother Earth will compost it, recycle it, and even create new life from it for us, if we're willing to let go. Let go of our tension, let go of muscular tightness, let go of narrow perspectives. Now move to the space where your neck meets the shoulders. Feel those shoulders, the back of your neck relax. So we're still at the back portion of the body. Be present to your head and how your head is resting on the ground. And feel the weight of your head melt into the earth. Now be present to the entire back portion of your body, reconnecting, befriending, allowing. Now bring your awareness to the front portion of your body. Simply be aware of this space. How is your body feeling? Now be present to your breath and observe the breath as it moves into the nostrils, into the windpipe, into the lungs, and feel the breath move out. As we become present to the breath, we become present to the present. And this is the biggest gift we can give ourselves. So take a few seconds to tune into the breath, to savor the breath, and listen to the song of the breath. So the song of the breath is Soham. I am the origin. I am the infinite. So the entire path of yoga is not just intellectually understanding it, but integrating it, realizing it, where it becomes real for us, tangible for us. Now we're going to gently lengthen and deepen the breath. Breathing in, expand, expand, expand. Feel that breath lengthen and whoosh out through the mouth. So traditionally we breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. But when we want to release some pent-up emotion, then we release through the mouth. It's like when you've had a long day and you want to release either the carbon dioxide or the stress, just having a big sigh helps. So these ancient rishis or researchers, they systematized this process. They observed the human body and they beautifully systematized it. So Ross is doing the breathing on his own as I speak. As you can also do that. Take nice, long, deep breaths. See how much you can lengthen and how much you can expand your rib cage and diaphragm. I'll let you do this on your own for a few seconds just to reconnect to how it feels in the body. And then we'll do it in a more structured way. Beautiful. Now, some of you may have back problems. So this is a class that most people can enjoy and also participate in. Even if you're much older, this is a very, very gentle class. But let's say you still have back problems or injuries. I'm going to ask Ross to bend his knees as you can also, and gently roll the hips from side to side. So it's good to get a break and keep rolling the hips gently. So when you do this very simple movement, it's called a jati. A jati is a conscious rhythmic movement. And do it along with the breath. Taking nice deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Sukha Bhastrika, cleansing breath, cleansing out any emotions, especially the sense of overwhelm we face in today's world. This busyness, this constant doing things. And be aware of how the hips are feeling. So move at your own pace, to your own internal rhythm. You don't have to dance to anybody else's tunes, just your own internal rhythm. Now spread your feet mat width apart. And once again, do this movement. And also remember to breathe deeply. Beautiful. As we breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, we're cleansing out any stress that's in the body. When we're angry or upset, the breath is really short. When we're in shock, we hold the breath. So if we want to calm the nervous system, a simple but very effective and efficient way of doing it is to deepen and lengthen the breath. This is the great science of yoga. Now come back to the center, spread your feet as wide apart as you comfortably can, like spider legs. So get in touch with your inner spider and roll or windshield wipe your feet side to side, enjoying that nice rocking, rolling. And let this movement be soothing for you. It's not competitive. So that's the foundation difference between yoga and exercise. You're not competing here. You're creating a space for contemplation. They're two different spaces. You're creating a space for reconnection. You're creating a space for self-awareness, which starts with body awareness. So how are my hips feeling today? And can I breathe into them and ease them out? So the practice should relax you, not make you more agitated. Wonderful. And then you can come back to the center and relax the feet. And now your lower back should feel way better, but let's say you still have injuries, you can always put some support in the lower back and lie down. You don't have to suffer. Now we're going to focus on the 3-part breathing, which is called the Vibhaga Pranayama, where section by section we bring awareness to different parts of the lungs. So I'm going to ask Ross to bring his palms on the lower segment where the floating ribs are. If you're in doubt, dig into your rib cage and you can see where it is. There. So now you can figure out where your floating ribs are. Wonderful. And be present to this area of your body. Just reconnect to this region. As we breathe deeply into this region, we supply prana into the entire leg, reproductive system, part of the digestive system, excretory system. So many systems are being replenished. We also cultivate this capacity for assertiveness. So we're going to breathe in 3 times into this area. Breathe in. Expand to the front, to the sides, and to the back. You can see Ross has a nice expansion capacity. Breathe out. We're not going to go too much into the nuances. Breathe in. Just the overview. Beautiful. He's also expanding his diaphragm, which happens. Breathe out. One last time, breathe in. And breathe out. Beautiful. And just stay present to this area. This is the basics, really basics of breathing, basics of reconnecting to body. Now place your palms on the mid chest. For women, this is where the breasts are, and connect to this mid area. How is this feeling? Mid chest region. Just enjoy this reconnection. How this area is feeling. Is it feeling tight, tense? We're simply observing without judging or condemning. We're simply observing that area. Now 3 deep breaths. Breathe in. See if you can isolate the mid chest and expand only that region, if possible. Breathe out. Breathing in. Push, push open to the front, to the sides, and to the back, opening those intercostals. Breathe out. Breathe in. Expand, expand, expand. And breathe out. And stay connected to this space. As we breathe into it, we cultivate the capacity for self-love, knowing we're enough. And also supply prana or life force to this entire heart region, part of the lungs. Now let's move to the upper chest, connecting close to the collarbones. And just be present to how this area is feeling in your body. Now breathing in, we're going to expand, expand. And breathe out. Breathe in. Feel that nice expansion. The breath is the key to calming the mind. Breathe out. One last time. Breathe in. Expand, expand, expand. And breathe out. Beautiful. And connect to this area of your body. As you stay connected, you're cultivating this capacity for discernment, clarity of thinking, better decision making. And it supplies prana to this entire head region, upper chest region, lungs. So if you want a nice halo and a nice glow around you, then the upper chest breathing is good to practice. Now place one palm on your lower chest, the other on your mid chest, and your mind, or imagine a third hand on your upper chest. And what we do in the full Mahat Yoga Pranayama is that we work on the diaphragm. It's not belly breathing, but because the diaphragm expands, the belly might slightly go out. The lower chest, mid chest, and upper chest. So this whole lung capacity on a mechanical level is used to the front, to the side, and the back. So let's do this together. Breathe in. Nice deep breath, and breathe out. Ross has a really good lung capacity. You can shorten it if you want. So I'll shorten it a little bit. Breathe in. For those of you who may be new. And breathe out. Breathe in. So find a rhythm that's good for you. Breathe out. Wonderful. So this is the full chested breathing, or the Mahat Yoga Pranayama, that we're going to use through all the physical movements as well. So this is the substratum for emotional management. This is the substratum for energy management. This is the substratum for stress management. I'll go into the details a bit later, but already I've given you some tidbits. Now, if there's something that comes to the surface as a result of this deep breathing, some old suppressed emotions might come. Times when we didn't get what we want, or we felt overwhelmed in the past, or we got agitated. So I'm going to ask all of you, including Ross, to throw a little tantrum to get anything that comes up to the surface. Remember when you were a kid, you used to flail your arms and your feet, and you can make any noise. Sounds are very cathartic. So he's fluttering his lips. He's doing that. You can do ha, you can do hoo, or you can do and now throw out whatever you don't want in your system. Any of those old tantrums, old overwhelm, out through the window into the light, and bring your feet back. We'll give your feet a rest, and we're going to do this tantrum throwing another time, conscious tantrum throwing, not unconscious. We'll do this again. Shake your arms, your feet, getting any suppressed emotions that are coming up. Just release it out of your body. Yes, you can go fast or slow depending on how your energy is feeling, and throw it out the window. Beautiful. And release your feet. And I will do this one last time. So kick your feet in the air. Yeah, it's tiring to throw a tantrum. It takes a lot of energy. Shake your head. Even those sitting and watching can do this like I am. Of course, ideally it's better to do it on the floor as I'm leading you. And throw out. Beautiful. And relax your feet. And relax lying down. And just being present to how your body's feeling. So when we practice yoga for the purpose of self-awareness and emotional awareness, there's a little bit of slowing down that happens. We're not going from one practice to the other in a quick or in an agitated way, because we need to cultivate this capacity to observe ourselves. So that's what we're doing now. We're observing the breath, we're observing the body, And we're observing if some emotions are coming to the surface. If they're not and you're feeling happy and light, that's great. Fantastic. Or if there's some anxiety coming to the surface, just be present to it, and we can do other practices to release it out of the system. Now I'm going to ask Ross to roll over, and all of you as well to roll over and go into the Makarasana. Makara is a crocodile, right palm on the left. And feel this nice melting of your belly, the front portion of your body into the earth, like you're a nice, huge crocodile on top of the food chain. You've had a nice full meal. I mean, you should not practice yoga after a meal, but figuratively speaking, the crocodile is not in hunting mode. So you can just rest there on the banks without doing anything. So feel like that crocodile. And enjoy this lying down. Now we'll practice another Kriya in honor of another reptile, the Sarpa or the snake. Now bring your feet together. Now again, if you have a bad back, you can keep your feet apart. That's also fine. And I'm going to ask Ross to also demonstrate really wide apart. For some people, this is the best position if they require some stability. And then Ross can go back to his original position. This is ideal for the energy circuit. So his arms are going to come and interlock. The fingers are going to be interlocked behind. Chin is on the floor. So breathing in, he's going to come up as you can all do this together. Slightly looking up, breathe out. Coming down, he's already started the hissing breath, which is the Bhujangini breath. So breathe in, come up, and breathe out. So he's hissing out through the teeth like a snake to get rid of irritation. This is a wonderful breath to get irritation out. Breathe in and hiss out. Beautiful. I'm sure all of you look like cute snakes. And we'll take a moment here before we do 3 more rounds. And the idea is not to force the body, not to compete, but do it in a way where you feel that nice opening of your upper back. So let's do this again. Breathe in, lengthen, and then arch. Breathe out, hissing out any agitation, irritation. Breathe in, up, breathe out. Somebody's annoyed you, get all that irritation out, and then you can communicate in a positive way or in a healthy way. Breathe in, come up, and breathe out, hissing out like a nice snake. Beautiful. And we're going to take a moment before we do the last 3 rounds. Just be aware of your breathing. And last 3 rounds. Breathe in, come up. This time, see if you can arch a bit more, look up a bit more. Wonderful. Breathe out. Nice snake. Breathe in, coming up. We're addressing our reptilian brain. Breathe out. Beautiful. Breathe in 1 last time, putting a little bit pressure here at the base of the spine or the base of the head. Breathe out and relax back into the Makarasana once you've come down consciously. So here we're also addressing all these old knee-jerk reactions, these impulses, this reactiveness, as we work on this spinal cord, the vertebral column. And take nice deep breaths. Yes, sighing out. Feeling the satisfaction of moving your body in conscious, mindful ways. Now bring your chin to the ground. arms beside the body. Straight beside the body, palms facing upwards. And we're going to do the Ardha Shalabha Kriya. So this is just a simple leg lift, 3 times on the right and 3 on the left. We did the front, now we're balancing by doing the back. Breathe in, right leg up. Breathe out, release gently. Breathe in. Again, the aim is to do it gently, not to get a higher lift. Breathe out, but keep the hips squared. Some people, to get a higher lift, they're tilting the hips. We don't want that. Breathe in, gently come up. Breathe out, or gently lift the leg up and then release the leg back. Now we'll do 3 times on the left side. Breathe in, left leg up. Breathe out. Breathe in, left leg up. Breathe out. Yes, feel that nice deep breathing. Breathe in and breathe out. So keep listening to that song of the breath. Song, I so hum, I am the origin, I am the infinite. And that should, I won't say lull you to sleep, but bring you back to your original calm. And it's the busyness of the world that has agitated us, taken us out of balance. So there's an imbalance of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Whenever there's the survival response or the stress response, then we're a lot in the sympathetic nervous system, which is called the fight, flight, freeze response. I'm sure all of you have heard about it. But it's good to be reminded. So this is the time to relax, feel your body melt. And again, there's this polarity of putting in effort, letting go of effort. Conscious doing, conscious letting go. So the conscious letting go in a traditional practice is as important as the conscious doing. Now Ross will come up into the child's pose, so can all of you. Bringing the palms beside and then giving yourself a nice stretch. Feeling that nice opening in the back. If this is difficult, you don't have to stay here for this long, but Ross is flexible and he can stay there for a few more breaths. And those of you who want to do that, please stay there for a few breaths. And gently sit up. Now we're going to release our feet out. If you've been sitting, also you can do this. So you can always do the breath however, I would say, not inspired you are to do a full practice. So if you have the excuse of saying, oh, I don't have 2 hours, I don't have 1 hour, I don't have half an hour, we can always find 1 minute during the day to take a nice deep breath and release. Not even a minute, 30 seconds, just to lengthen, take 3 deep breaths. And thump the thighs. So nice Pada Jati, a Jati conscious rhythmic movement, helps us tune into our own rhythm. Now with your right arm, hold on to your right foot, and we're going to swing this out. Check to see if you're keeping a nice straight back, nice open chest. And to manage stress, we also need a good connection of the right and left sides of the brain. So we're going to activate that by moving the head in the opposite direction as the foot. So some of you may feel a bit confused by this, but this is a good brain workout. I'll reassure you that. So the more you do this crisscrossing, you're creating connections between the right and the left sides of the brain. And gently release. Now the other side, first we won't move the head, we'll simply with the left arm, hold on to the left foot and swing it out. Again, you can see Ross has a beautifully straight back. So check to see if your back is straight. If your knees are bent, that's fine. The more important thing is, are you keeping a nice sthiram and sukham in posture? Sthiram is firmness, a stability. Sukham is an ease. Now head in the opposite direction. You can see that beautiful grace and movement. When you do it consciously, that's how it looks. It looks graceful, it looks beautiful. And gently release and shake out your feet, shake out your body, get a nice ease into your system. Let your hair go wild. Mine is, at least. Yeah, we're all in our homes, so we don't have to really look prim and proper. I can just do it as is. Don't have to overinvest in these things. Focus more on what's important. Get a nice shaking, 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 and whoosh out. Beautiful. We're going to do this again, shaking out the body. So whenever we're stressed, whenever there's pent-up emotion, especially fear, there is a tightening or tensing of muscles. So what we're doing is the reverse here. We're consciously loosening out, consciously making our bodies feel boneless, like a rag doll, like a piece of jello, and whoosh out. One last time. If you find any tightness anywhere, any tension anywhere, be aware of how your body is feeling as you move. And shake out those areas. Do that to your shoulder. If your shoulder is feeling tight, then do that to your shoulder. If your wrists are feeling tight, then shake out your wrists. If your elbows are feeling a little creaky, then do that to your elbows. Feel like a little chicken, and then throw out. And have a sip of water. So we're going to encourage everyone to drink lots of water. And one of the ways you can get rid of stress is also to hydrate yourself. Not just the pranayama, prana life force, ayama expansion. And now we're going to clear our pranamaya kosha as well. So we first shook out or cleansed the annamaya kosha. Now the pranamaya kosha is this area around us. And create beautiful waves of energy, releasing any cobwebs. So this could be the disappointment cobweb. My mother loved my brother more than me. Or it could be the anger cobweb. I'm upset at the world. Or I'm upset at somebody for not listening to me. So it could be any cobweb, emotional cobweb that's floating around. We don't even know if we're not aware. When we tune in, we start to notice. And that's what we're doing. The first step is to acknowledge it's there, not judging it. Saying, okay, we're human. Emotions are part of being human. And we can learn how to channelize it. We can throw out. Once again, clear any cobwebs. If there are any pain spots in the body, clear your pranamaya kosha around that region. And throw out. One last time. Emotional cleansing of the pranamaya kosha. Maya composed of prana, life force. Kosha, field or sheath or body. So we don't have just a physical body, the annamaya kosha, we also have the pranamaya kosha. And throw out. Beautiful. Again, I'll request everyone to sip some water. And we're going to do this churning of the unconscious mind. So we'll sit in the Sukhasana. And we're going to do a little bit of churning in a clockwise direction and then anti-clockwise. So you can do it at your own rhythm, taking nice deep breaths. You don't have to follow Ross's rhythm. or my rhythm. Some of you may want to go faster. You want to do a quicker churning. Of course, there are many blessings that come as a result of the churning, like the butter. When you churn buttermilk, you get butter. Now, there's a beautiful story in the yogic repertoire of the churning of the ocean. There's not enough time. That itself will take an hour to go into the details of the story, but the gist of it is, as we churn the ocean of our unconscious mind, it's not just a story. It's so beautifully connected to the evolution of the human being. So this churning is the churning of all these unresolved emotions, buried, suppressed stress, blocked energy. So whenever there's something suppressed, it blocks the energy flow. Remember to take nice deep breaths. Now the anti-clockwise direction. So when we do this churning, when we do this clearing, there's also these toxins that come to the surface. We're detoxifying, but these toxins or hala can come to the surface. So in the story, this toxin is described as hala, which is a poison. So we need to learn to also transmute this poison, especially when all these repressed emotions are coming. Otherwise, it can poison not only us, but everybody around us as well. So we should have a good system of tools and principles to not only participate in the churning, but to know how to deal with these toxic energy that comes up as we're processing. Not throw it on family members. We're all stuck in the same house. Sometimes they're the scapegoat. I think everything gets misplaced onto them. It's like you'll never scream at your boss, right? Because you know there are consequences. What you might do is scream at your subordinate. Take it from your boss and then scream at your subordinate, because you know the consequences are less. So it's misplaced. The emotion is misplaced, or it's suppressed, which is also not healthy, which is the cause for most psychosomatic illnesses. And come back to the center. And we'll do one little shaking. Shake, shake, shake. And whoosh out. Beautiful. We'll do one last practice where we'll bring our awareness to the energy in our palms. Now, many of you are new. I know this is just a taster session. So, but those of you who are sensitized, you can, or you will be able to feel something between your palms as you gently move the palms a little bit, maybe 3 or 4 inches, and then bring it back together. So the purpose of this is to relax and be present and tap into the prana in the body. And now stay there and feel this little ball, or feel this little buzz. Feel a soft energy between your palms. Keeping the eyes closed, take a moment. Even if you don't feel it, don't worry about it. Like I said, it's a taster. And we'll do the Jyoti Kriya. Jyoti is inner illumination. Breathing in, we're going to bring our palms up and behind, like we're holding a beach ball behind us. So it's not just above, it's behind. Breathe out. Feel your arms like angel wings, clearing your pranamaya kosha, connecting to your manomaya kosha. Breathe in. You're integrating all the other kosha, your pancha kosha. Breathe out. Bring it down. One last time, feel these angel wings. Go all the way up. Beautiful. And breathe out. Feel it all the way down. Wonderful. And just stay with this energy for a few seconds. tapping into your own essence as you connect to this prana or life force in your body. As we're tapped into prana or energy, we'll be more aware of the ways in which we deplete prana or energy. Maybe we're eating too much junk food and our prana gets depleted by that, too much tamas or heaviness through this junk food, or overeating because we're not dealing with emotions but stuffing the emotions down. So when we start to reconnect, we start to see in all the ways where we're not optimizing prana or shakti in our system. We become a lot more aware, and therefore we can course correct. Now gently lie in the Shavasana. In Shavasana, typically we lie with the head to the north. That's how in my tradition, Swami Geetananda mentioned head to the north. And if you see in India, the corpse is always kept with the head to the north. So in Shavam also, for some time, we're pretending to be a corpse, conscious corpse, where we're completely letting go. We're willing to let go. We're not waiting for death to come suddenly, but we're consciously dying to old ways of being so that we may blossom into more beautiful ways of being. That's the whole transformation of yoga, the science of transformation. My grandfather was my first guru, our Krishnamurti. And I always feel blessed for that guidance in my life. This is also a time to think about all the people who contributed to your life. So yes, we're letting go of the hurt, the emotional pain, the stress. But we can also bring our minds to all the beautiful people, the beautiful teachings, the poetic aspect of life, the beauty of life. We can let that fill us. If the breath is too subtle to keep focusing on. For those of you who feel, yes, I'm feeling relaxed enough where the breath is enough, I don't have to think of anything else, then let your awareness be with your breath. Now we'll physically tense and release different parts of the body. First, we're going to tighten the toes, the feet, the calves. Tighten, 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 and release. We'll do this 2 more times. Again, we're tightening. You can see Ross's toes are curled up. There's a nice crunching and releasing. Once again, tighten the toes, feet, calves, and release. Beautiful. Now tighten the thighs, knees, bottom, pelvic region. Tighten, tighten, tighten that entire region from here to here. And release. Once again, tighten, tighten, tighten. And release. One last time, tighten. Feel that tension in your body. So this is again this principle of polarity, and release. Where we do one thing and then the opposite. The doing and the letting go, the tensing and the releasing. Now let's work on the lower, mid, and upper back. So arch the back a little bit. And just feel that torso, feel that arch of the back, and gently drop the back to the ground. Once again, feel that arch and gently drop. One last time, arch and drop. Beautiful. Now tighten the fist and the hands. Tense, 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 and open it out. Once again, tighten, 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 and open it out. Once again, tighten, 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 and open it out. Now shrug your shoulders to your ears. Feel all that tension just melt away as you release. Use your breath. Breathe in. Tighten, tighten, tighten. Use your breath as a solvent. Whooshing out, washing out. Breathe in. And wash out any stress. Beautiful. Now tighten your face like you're sucking on a really sour lemon. And now we'll do the Simma Kriya, tongue wide open, eyes, or tongue out, eyes wide open. Wonderful. We hold a lot of tension in the jaw when we're upset or angry. Once again, sour lemon face. And then Simha or lion. Once again, Simha Kriya, like a lion roaring. Beautiful. If you need some water, you can have that for all the roaring. Or go into a nice quiet space for the next few minutes. We're going to be here not doing anything, simply observing the body, observing the breath, and feeling the entire body going into a nice state of relaxation. Scan your body. If there are some tense parts, you can move it out. Do that tensing and releasing to bring it back to ease. And then go into a quiet space. Take a few moments just to be there. Enjoying this letting go process. And as we lay in this Shavasana, feeling the back portion of our body or any heaviness from our body melt into the earth, there is an automatic clarifying of perception also that happens. If we're doing it in the right pace, not as a competition, but pacing ourselves, breathing deeply. And that is the ethos of yoga. May we be led from untruth, which means distorted perceptions. Sometimes we get stressed. Most of the stress is virtual. Which means there's no conclusion to the stress. It could be the future stress. It's not yet happened. It's not an actual threat in the present moment. So some amount of that is fine. It's called eustress. It motivates us to do something, plan, take care of things, be solution oriented. Then there's stress. And then when it goes to an extreme, there's distress. So we don't want to be distressed all the time. And that's why the Shavasana is so important, because it activates the relaxation response in the body. Just as there's a stress response, there's a relaxation response. So even as your mind is listening to me, let it be present to your body, present to your breath, savoring the breath, like you're sipping your favorite drink. You're getting all the nourishment you need from the breath. Continue allowing your mind to be with the breath, building a beautiful teamwork between the body, emotions, and mind. So maybe be led from asat or untruth into the truth or into the highest reality. May we be led from ignorance or tamas into the light or jyoti. That's why we did the jyoti kriya, but that's just like a taster. There are so many nuances to the jyoti kriya as well. And those who are in the longer programs, they get to understand it on a deeper level. And may we be led from mrityu, or death and decay. Mrityu is not just a physical death, but it's also this degeneration that happens in our minds and when there's an overload of emotions. So may we be led from that degeneration into immortality. Continue keeping your eyes closed. Feeling any heaviness melt into Mother Earth, just as when we started, we felt that heaviness go into Mother Earth. Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityor ma mritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. A beautiful Shanti mantra to remind us of our evolutionary journey and help us create peace in all the worlds. Now gently move your fingers. Of course, if there's time, you can have a longer Shavasana, but it's time to close. I like really long Shavasanas to integrate. And in the West, I find that the Shavasana is usually cut off, like it's not important. And they're missing out a lot of the benefits of the relaxation response, of the integration, by not having the Shavasana at the end. Now gently stretch both arms and both legs, breathing in, lengthening, lengthening. Again, the muscles contract when you're stressed. And breathing out, releasing. Maybe we'll do 2 more. Breathe in, stretch, stretch. And releasing. And one last time. Nice, stretch, 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 stretch. And release. Now wobble your body like you're a piece of jelly. Let your whole body wobble on the earth loosely. If there's something else that's stuck and needs to fall away, let it move from your body and go out. And now gently roll over to the side, Nishspandasana. Spandam, vibration or tension, Nish without. So like a fetal position, like when you're in the mother's womb, everything was supplied to you, the nourishment through the amniotic fluid. And you can gently sit up. And Ross has a couple of announcements, and then we can close. And if you have any questions about today's session, we're very happy to answer them. So all the questions can either be sent on Facebook or it can be sent to info@arkaya@gmail.com. So Facebook is the Arkaya Awareness Center Worldwide. We're happy to answer them. Or you can send it to info@arkaya@gmail.com. And I'll hand over to Ross.
Yeah, you could also send us a message via our website, which is arkaya.net. So arkaya.net. And I just wanted to announce that Maitreyi is launching an online Foundations for Life program starting this Sunday, June 14th. So it's a 60-hour Yoga Bija program or yogic seed to lay the foundations for a yogic life, to go deeper into yourself and your spiritual practice, to tap into love and to uplift yourself and all of your relationships. So if you're interested in that, you can go to arkaya.net and look under the programs. You'll see the Foundations for Life. And we're giving a special offer just for the people that are a part of this International Yoga Day with India Consulate General in Canada. So anybody who registers in the next 24 hours, that is by 4 p.m. tomorrow on Friday, through our website, you can get the early bird rate. So you'll save $100 on the program. So instead of $640, it's $540. So if you're interested, you can go to arkaya.net. Thanks everybody, and thanks Maitreyi.
Yeah, thank you, Ross. So I think we'll close, and any questions, like I said, can be sent to us. So usually there's a little bit of confusion also in terms of, do we start with a namaste or end with a namaste? In normal, I would say day-to-day life, we always use this as a greeting, but in certain traditional or classical ways, you can also use this as a ending, because you're also leaving with respect, and in the Tamil language where I come from, we never say, oh, we're just going, we'll go and come back. So that's how it's translated. So we'll go and come back, but first we'll just pay our respects to ourselves for making the time, making the effort, being present. And then we'll also acknowledge each other, everyone's beautiful presence, everyone in your house. Today you can acknowledge them, and everyone who's contributed to your life. And then we will pay our respects, gratitude and thanks to the masters and to the earth, touching the earth, and we can come up. So thank you once again. And thank you once again to the CGI Vancouver and to everyone participating.